The engine is starting up. The engine is starting up.
For launch, GC, go. Guidance, go. Fido, go. Prop, go. GNC, go. Max, go. Eagle, go. Ecom,
go. Pending final steps to cabin link check.
3, 2, 1.
Is there anyone here that would like to communicate with us? Can you give us a sign?
Welcome to the Rift Nation Network, the RNN, putting a slide in your glide and a dip in your hip. Welcome to the mothership, the home of the travelers of the universe. With shows throughout the week, you can find us at Instagram, Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, and more. Everything you could want, everything you can need right here, right now. From the paranormal to the supernatural. From comedy to the spiritual. And now, your featured show. Shall we begin?
It's showtime, folks!
Podcast may contain material that some listeners may find sensitive, offensive, or disturbing. We strive to create respectful and informative content, but topics discussed may include mature themes such as violence, explicit language, or controversial subjects, triggering content including discussions related to mental health, trauma, or other sensitive issues, explicit language. Occasionally, our guests or hosts may use strong language. While we aim to handle these topics with care and empathy, we encourage listeners to exercise discretion. If you find any content distressing,
Hello, friends. Happy Wednesday. How are you? I am Joni Skinner, your host for Mysteries Beyond the Scenes. We are streaming live on the Rift Nation Network tonight on YouTube, Twitch, Rumble, Facebook, and the podcast is on Spotify, Apple, and Google, I think, radio. So please, if you cannot join us live, please come back and listen to us on YouTube, Facebook, or hit us up on Spotify. I love Spotify. I'm a podcast girl. How are you guys? Happy Wednesday. It is December the 10th. We have 2 weeks before Christmas. So I moved. So I thought, I'll put my tree behind me, a pretty tree. We all like to look at lights. I love this time. This is my favorite time of the year. Absolutely. I don't like the weather. I don't like the snow. I don't like the cold, but I'll deal with it. We've had too much snow this year already. I think our Canadian friends are sending it down here and laughing at us. That's what I think. I think Cindy and Denise and Carrie Lynn and Laura are sending snow down here on purpose. I know they are. I know they're doing it on purpose. Stop it. We love you, Canada, but please keep your snow. We love you, but no more snow. How are you, chat? What's going on? Who's ready for Christmas? Who is completely ready for Christmas? Are y'all ready? I'm wrapping. I'm actually wrapping right now. I'm in the wrapping phase. I don't know if y'all know it. If you all have seen the bags that came out, I think 2 years ago or a year ago, they're the plastic bags that are already decorated, and then they have ribbons around them. And then you put your present in, and you take the ribbon and you tie them in bows. They are the most gorgeous bags in the world and the easiest way to wrap anything. And they have, like, if you get a giant gift, like a TV or anything, they have super like garbage bag size. They're gorgeous bags. I love them. I'll show them to you next week. So I'm in the wrapping stage. I have about 2 gifts to buy. I shouldn't say buy because I order stuff. I'm really lazy. Who goes to the store anymore? Does anybody actually go out and Christmas shop? I think it puts you in the Christmas spirit to be around people and to see people smiling. I'm not doing it. It's too cold. It's too cold. Hello, let's look at the chat. Hi, Miss Lois. Miss Lois says good evening to everyone. How's the weather there, Lois? Is it cold? Is it cold there too and snowy? Miss Lee, I know it's snowing around Miss Lee. I don't even have to ask Denise if it's snowing. Hello all and happy Wednesday. How are you, Miss Denise? You guys are in our news cycle today, big time. Hello, Miss Crystal. How are you, hon? Hello, Miss Cindy. Hello, Miss Cindy. Hello and happy Wednesday. And for those of you who don't know yet, Miss Cindy has joined the Riff Nation Network on Monday evenings at 9 p.m. Fantastic show about energy. She is the energy expert on the panel here. She has the bowls. They're like harmony. They're like for energy, and I love them. I think they're very calming. She's a great show. She has great guests. So just congratulations on such a wonderful show, Cindy. Welcome to the Rift. Hey everybody, how's everybody doing? Are you all in the Christmas spirit? Lee sending it back. We're sending it back to Canada. Lois says, I am. I need to finish bagging everything. I'm a bagger too. I'm not a rapper. You know, I got Greg's gift and I tried to tape it tonight because I have to take it to the post office tomorrow. And I have tape everywhere. You know, why are those little tape dispensers that packing tape? They're so confusing. I can't figure out how to pull them and how to tear it. It's terrible. It's too much for me. Too much for a Libra. We don't like tape dispensers. We can't do them. Just put a bow on it. How are you, Miss Kathy? Hi, Lee. Hi, Joni and everyone. Hi, hon. How are you? Uh-oh, Miss Cindy, not ready. I'm packing. I'm going to have 4 days to go. Christmas mode. Everybody should get in the Christmas spirit. I'm in there. I am in it. And you know what, y'all? I have my favorite Christmas movie is White Christmas. You know, the old White Christmas with Bing Crosby, Rosemary Clooney. Rosemary Clooney was very famous in our area. She's from this area. Her nephew, George Clooney, the actor, you know, his aunt was very famous. His dad, George Clooney, the kid, the actor now, his dad was an anchor man in Cincinnati. He was our newsman for decades. His name was Nick Clooney. People loved him. Oh, thank you. Hello, Sir Keith. How are you? And Lee says, Kath, I'm glad you made it. And Joni, too funny. Let's see. Snow is melted in Virginia. just throwing gifts in Santa bags. I love my bags. I love those Amazon bags. Cindy says, over Christmas, I may do a live sound bath for calmness and peace. I think as far as the astrology goes, it's really the new moon, which is on the 20th. That is the time to do one too, if you can, Cindy. I don't know when the 20th is. It's 10 days from now. I don't know what day that's on. That would be a perfect day, because what has happened is where the new moon is going to be is at what we call in astrology the galactic center. It's the center of the Milky Way. It's supposed to be the absolute highest consciousness you will ever be in, the galactic center. And that's conjunct, which means it's together with that new moon. It's phenomenal new moon. That'd be a great night to do your sound bath, because it's supposed to be where the creator or you are one with the entire universe at the galactic center. And so if you want downloads from the creator or spirit or wherever, you want it direct from the pipeline. The pipeline in astrology is the galactic center, and the new moon will be right on there. So it's pretty cool. It's good stuff. So Lois, traveling to the mountains again. Got to make it easy. Kathy says she's not. Friday is the 20th. Friday is the 20th. That would be the night to do it, Cindy. Friday night. Miss Denise, we do not give gifts anymore. Have not had to go shopping for almost 10 years now. Just do the baking and cooking. Well, I think that's wonderful, because baking and cooking, I'd rather sit down and eat a bunch of cookies. We do that too, y'all. The food thing is a big thing here. We've always celebrated Christmas Eve, and it's always about the food. It's always about the food. It's almost like it's always about the food. Well, hello, Miss Michelle. How are you, dear? Sounds like the universe is giving early Christmas gifts. Yes. That new moon, for those of you who don't go with just, as far as not forensic astrology, but regular astrology, I would light candles. It would be where whatever your creator is, or whatever tradition or religious belief you are in, that's the time to do it. I think it's the 19th or the 20th. I think it's the 19th or 20th. I'm not sure. I'll find out for you, Cindy, because that's when you want to connect, and you will get so many downloads. It's supposed to be, I think, just looking at the astrology for 2026, which is what I'm doing right now, like the past week. I think this particular new moon in Sagittarius is the opening. I think, because and Keith will vouch for this. I've always said we've got our baby toe in the age of Aquarius every 25,000 years. Jesus was born in the age of Pisces. You can see the signs everywhere with Christianity. It's the fish. So we are in the age of Aquarius. It moved 25,000 years. Okay. So I think this is the door that's opening us up to the age of Aquarius now. That's what I think it is. Just my opinion. It's probably wrong, but I don't know. It's the year ahead is so destined. It is a very, very spiritual year ahead of us. It's going to be a wild year to watch. We can either stay in the slop and roll around like pigs in the slop, in the mud, or we can ascend. That's just how I see the astrology coming at us next week. And Keith, I was going to ask you if you want to join me on the show next Wednesday and it'd be the show before Christmas. I thought maybe we could just do a show on like the year ahead, 2026, on Wednesday night, like my time slot. I was going to text you. So, but think about that, Keith, if you can, if you want to. It'd be fun because it doesn't stop next year. Us too, cook a table full and open gifts, play games, and watch movies. Isn't that wonderful? That's so neat. We have a very small family, but my little ones come. My little ones that aren't little anymore, they're taller than me. Oh, I move on the 20th. I could do one from the clinic downtown. How exciting. Cindy's moving on a new moon. Perfect time to move. Okay, sure. Okay. So I just was going to throw it at you, Keith. And then when I saw you on here, it just rolled off the tongue. It would be fun though, Keith, because I think we talk about the year ahead a lot. And it's a wild year coming. It's very, very spiritual. I don't know what else you would call it. It's destined. Again, there are things that we astrologers have not seen since 6,000 BC. Here's the chart, actually, because I'm working on it now. Look, there are things on this chart that have not occurred since 6,000. Skid it, 6,000 BC. What do we have to compare that to? It's like I told Keith, what do we compare that to? Like they invented fire or figured out fire? Where do you go to find the records from 6,000 BC? The pyramids? Go into a cave and look at the drawings? So what happens when we get on the Aries 0 degrees creator degree? New world. Whole new, it's mind-boggling. And it's next year, we'll talk about it next week, but next year, it kicks off January. February is going to be one of the busiest months. Rest in March. April kicks it in again. June and July, we have about 2 months of rest. And I haven't gotten to the fall yet. Yeah, okay. Here's Keith. Keith will know. That's 8,000 years ago. Egypt was lush and green at that time. Yeah. So it was. And remember, Keith, you looked it up last Monday. They were learning how to farm. People were like learning how to be in communities and stuff or something. 8,000 years ago. So that's happening on February 20th, 2026. A lot of twos in there. I know, it's going to be crazy. We'll do that next week, Keith. That'll be fun. Next Wednesday here on this time, and we'll just take a look at what's ahead. It's a very spiritual year. That's all I could think of to call it. I don't know what else to call it. Like I said, you can either be a pig and slop around in the mud, or you can ascend. That's going to be the choice. I don't know how else you could see it. It's crazy. We'll be in it together though. We made it, Keith. Remember from 2020 on, we rolled with lockdown. We rolled with all of it. Who knew? We thought the Pluto return would be the worst. Well, let's get into the show. I could sit here and talk about astrology and you all know it all night long. I don't shut up about it. So, hello, Miss Linda. How are you? So cool. We've got new homes for Miss Linda, for Miss Cindy. How exciting. New beginnings, new moon. I'm telling you, you guys, that new moon, light candles for blessings in your new homes. Keith says no mud. I'm climbing that mountain. Oh, yeah. Forget the mud. I'm not going to get in the mud. We all get to the top of the mountain. Somehow it's never the same path, but, some people go straight up. Some go around in a circle, but we all get there. It's going to be a mountain. It's welcome to the age of Aquarius. I believe that. Some people don't. Well, we had some exciting news in true crime this week, y'all, I know we have covered this story. We covered this story when it first happened. Okay. Oh, crap. Okay. Here. Oh, my mouse is in the other room. Okay. Remember, we've covered this story and this chart, you guys, with the pipe bomber in Washington, D.C., January 6, 2021. When the FBI were called in for information, the FBI director said, well, we tried to get the phone records. They were compromised. We were looking. They even upped the reward to $500,000. The pipe bomber in particular was not a tall male or female. As you all recall, they were placed. They had the person on video. One of the pipe bombs was placed at the DNC, and for our Canadian friends, I really don't know what it stands for, but DNC would be Democratic. I don't know what the NC means, but it means Democratic something. That's one of our parties. They placed it in front of that, and then they walked. And they placed another pipe bomb in front of the RNC, which is the Republican NC. It might be National Committee. I don't know. But I know the Democrat is the D and R is the Republican. So there was one placed on each area. So all we heard about was, oh, we're looking, and they had good, Lois says Democrat National Committee. Okay, thank you, Miss Lois. Thank you. And Republican National Committee. So I guess it's kind of like their headquarters, their offices, right? I'm assuming. I think it's kind of like where their offices are, the people that are on the National Committee. So he or she was about 5'6", 5'7". Never could find him. And as you all recall, it feels like it's been 10 years ago, but everybody was wearing the face coverings because it was during lockdown. Remember that? So nobody thought anything of it if you saw somebody walking with face coverings on, correct? Nobody could figure out who this person was. And it just seemed like, to me, the FBI was not forthcoming. You know, they could have pinged anything. But the records were compromised or corrupted or something. That's what they told us. So they did come out and say that the person had a particular set of sneakers. And had only been like 75 bought. Okay. That was it. And then it went cold. Okay. It went cold. So what happened is on December the 4th, out of the blue, well, a week prior to the arrest of the pipe bomber, a reporter, and I forget the outlet, came out and said, we have identified the pipe bomber by the gait of the person. And it is a female, and it is a Capitol Police woman. Okay. This is a reporter that reported this information. Oh, I'm going to give it to, I guess they gave it to the FBI. Well, about a week later, and nothing was said about it. About a week later, this woman was accused just by her gait. Okay. I don't know, but I think I bet she's got a lawyer, but now, on December the 4th, the FBI announced, we've got the pipe bomber. They arrested a young man named Brian Cole Jr., who lived 20 miles south of D.C. Okay? He's 30 years old. At the time, he was 25. He's about 5'6", 5'7". A young man, lives at home. His grandma says he's a geek, just doesn't go out much, lives at home. He works for his father's bonds company. And that's about it. That's all we've heard. Now, we do know from the affidavit from the FBI, guess what? When they came into office, I guess in this year, in 2025, they brought in people that they brought out the old file and did good, just old-fashioned police work, went through 2 million records. 2 million. Guess what they found? They found the phone records. They found the phone pings. So what we were told that they were compromised, they weren't compromised. So they matched up the phone records to this. The pings hit everywhere from this young man's phone. And not only that, they found the receipts from his credit cards at Home Depot where he had purchased beginning in 2019 and in 2020, my bad. In the summer of 2020, began to buy all of the materials to put together the pipe bombs. His credit cards have matched. Everything has matched with this young man. So it was just good old-fashioned police work going through 2 million records. Burn bags. They found stuff I believe, in burn bags where I don't know. So that's about all we know, because there is, of course, there's going to be a trial and a court case. So they only release a little bit. They're not going to give their entire hand. So that's what we know about this young man. Nothing out of the ordinary. His father, he lives with his mother. His father has a bonds company. And that's about it. So we'll find out more information. There were rumors that he had confessed, but those have been debunked, I believe. Everything that we have been reading in the press, the family has come out, and grandma has basically debunked everything that was apparently the press thought they knew. So we'll have to wait and see. I like to listen to the family statements. Grandma says he doesn't have a girlfriend. He would never have done this. He's a good boy. And then I kind of laughed when I heard what Grandma said, because I would say that about my grandchildren can do no wrong. My grandchildren, don't ever say anything about my grandchildren to me. So I thought of Grandma when she was saying, I can't believe this. He's a good boy. So I kind of chuckled at that a little, because I thought, yeah, I would too. So I looked at the chart. Now, remember, y'all, when we do forensic astrology, we use mundane astrology, but we almost look at the event chart not with a victim and a perp, because he was both. So it's pretty hard to look at the chart you can look at the chart and kind of read it to see. The best thing to do with a situation like this, when you have a crime like this, Keith says burn bags are bags of evidence that is meant to be burned and destroyed, so it's not discovered. Yeah. They keep finding burn bags. I fooled my grandparents. I think every grandchild fools their grandparents. And they're very good at it. So I think when you have, let's say you want to put together a crime chart, you can look at it. It's hard to read, but you always can map it. You can always map these, because even though sometimes the chart, you can't really read it, this chart really doesn't tell me a whole lot. It tells me that the pipe bombs were placed out in the public, because Uranus is up at the MC at the top of the chart in the 10th house, and that's the midheaven. Anytime we have anything in the midheaven, it's out in the open. The public can see it. So what's the bomb? Mars. So we know they were placed out in the open, right? 6th house. That's an odd house to be packed. So this was a weird chart to kind of read. So I mapped it, right? And I mapped this a long time ago. So we look at the mileage, which is the ascendant and or what we call the IC, which is at the bottom of the chart by the 4th house, the end of the matter, the lowest point of an astrology chart, the IC, the end of the matter. So we look at 17 miles, 1.7 miles, or 0.17 miles. Well, look at this, you guys. He lived 20 miles south of the RNC and the DNC. So he lived in Woodbridge. There it is, Woodbridge South, right? Virginia. Well, look at that. 17.5 miles. And that was the line that was the DC line. No, my bad, the IC line. The IC line, which is the end of the matters. It went right to where he lived. So the entire time we had the pipe bomber. I mean, I should have sent the map to the freaking FBI, $500,000. Next time, make me do it. Next time, have me send something like that to the FBI because they've got enough people. All they'd have to do is just drive to the line. Yeah, he's very close by. They have not given a motive. I don't know. You know, I think it's this is what I'm looking at, y'all, on these little crimes. Look, he was close by. Absolutely. Yeah, he was very close. Keith, you should have. I've said this before. I don't want him calling me every 5 minutes. Can you imagine that? You'd have one chart that would hit and they'd be calling you 24/7. Although they're very, very nice looking people. FBI agents are nice looking. I think the Secret Service are better looking, though. They're badder looking, you know. They're like, don't mess with me with their sunglasses on. But, you know what's striking me really funny is this young man was a gamer online all the time. Thomas Crooks in Pennsylvania, online, gamer all the time. Tyler Robinson with the Charlie Kirk assassination, gamer, online all the time. Now we know 2 of them were the furries, right? In the furry thing, into the furry stuff. I don't know about this young man. We'll have to wait and see. But it's the young people that are always online. I don't know. I should compare the 3 charts. And, you know, then it's like another rabbit hole that I probably don't need to go down. Lois can give us some info. Oh, I saw that. I saw what happened. Oh, here we go. Here's Lois. And then I get to Keith's. Lois said Quantico is very close to Woodbridge. Okay. It's a beautiful area. The homes in Woodbridge for his home, it was a gorgeous home. Beautiful area, beautiful subdivision, I think, Lois, isn't it? I mean, the homes looked beautiful. And a nice area, nice family. Nice what is going on? Look at the Robinson family with Charlie Kirk. Very, very nice family. Now, Thomas Crook's family, we didn't really hear or see anything about them, but I imagine they were nice folks too. Just weird. It's just, it's weird. The similarities. Keith says, when I helped on our cold case here, I instantly became a suspect. Well, that can happen. That can happen. But it wouldn't me, you know. I mean, I need a knee replacement. It's not like I'm going to be out planting pipe bombs. FBI train and work at Quantico. Well, if you recall, Lois, I don't know if y'all remember that when I did the chart on Thomas Crooks, right where Thomas Crooks's phone pinged around an FBI building in Washington, D.C., one of the lines on the map went from Pennsylvania directly to that FBI building. I know Lee will remember it. Remember that, Lee? That because that was that Pennsylvania case, Thomas Crooks with Donald Trump in Pennsylvania. One of the lines, Lois, went to a building where his phone had been pinging. I don't know. That's a rabbit hole, though, isn't it? That's a rabbit hole. They showed up at my house. No big deal. Well, they could show up at my house. I'll give them a Diet Coke and talk to them about astrology for like 4 days. They probably would try to leave, and I'd just follow the money. What money he received, I agree with that. They need to follow the money. Remember, we know that Thomas Crooks had those overseas accounts, but yet what happened to that? I don't know. We don't get answers. It's frustrating. Follow the money. I've always said that. If you follow the money, you will get to everything. Yeah, Lois says it's a beautiful area. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. You know, yes, they do. They do. My granddaughter even says that. They're not allowed at their school. They're not allowed at their school. The agent showed in a black vehicle, came to the door and flipped his badge. I'd be like, do you have a ring on? Lee, I tried to get him to smile. Okay, I'll tell a story and then I'll get to Epstein, right? So my friend was a psychic and she worked with the FBI, local here. This was back in the 1980s, right? She said, hey, I'm working this case. I need your help. Will you go down to Augusta? I said, only if you drive by Nick Clooney's house. This is a true story. I said, if you show me where Nick Clooney lives or George Clooney, where he grew up, I will go because that's where they grew up. It's Augusta's on the river, on the Ohio River. So I went, right? So the FBI guy was there, showed up, and we're walking through the cow patch. Okay, the fields. So they said they turned off the electric fence. Well, he touched that electric fence and it was on, right? So we walked around with the FBI. They are so nice to work with. But that was back in the 80s on a case. It was fun. It was a fun day. It was a fun day. You would destroy their world. I would. I would talk too much. Libras talk too much for them. Yeah, they're all good looking. Lee said he was good. The people orchestrating these things build these people up and make them feel important, so they do what they are told. Yeah, a lot of people are saying that this mind control. Never ever No, don't get near him. Don't get near him. It shocked him. It happened. It did. That MK Ultra was going on at that time because he told us about it. We're down in Kentucky. It is true because he told us about it. So, but that's that case. It could be mind control. Well, here we go, y'all. Yet today, the judge in Florida released the 2019 case. A couple days ago, the judge in Florida released the Palm Beach case. Now remember, these were all sealed. And Ghislaine Maxwell's case yesterday, I believe, was unsealed. So we now have those cases coming to us. Don't get your hopes up. I've been saying this since the summer. Don't get your hopes up, because I follow this case, as you all know, and there is a committee. I actually went to their, if you want to get any information on Epstein, go to, and I wrote the website down because I was on it when I got home. It's the House Oversight Committee, houseoversightcommittee.gov. Now, their focus of their investigation in February of this year, they focused on, was there mismanagement or cover-ups with the Epstein investigation, connections, finances, and they wanted to promote transparency. That was the committee's goal, right? There's about 12 people, Congress people on this. They have sent out dozens of subpoenas. They have released thousands of documents. They have secured witness depositions, and they are following financial trails. On August the 5th, they subpoenaed the following people. Now, these are all people that worked on the case, the Florida case, and the New York cases. Bill Barr, Alberto Gonzalez, Eric Holder, Jeff Sessions, Robert Mueller, James Comey, the Clintons, okay? This was during their time. They have all been subpoenaed to come in for depositions. On 8/25, August 25th, they released 20,000 pages from the Epstein estate. And now they are in the process of getting the documentation of they're called SARS, which are suspicious reports that the bank sends out to the Treasury Department on money or a bank. So if a bank thinks that you're doing something suspicious with money, they send information to the Treasury Department. So they are now looking at JP Morgan. They have subpoenaed them because there were thousands of SARS reports written on Epstein. And it's apparently close to $1 billion. So we'll find information from those. So if you want to know anything or look things up, this website has been up all year. That's why I didn't understand all the HEPLA and hoopla over release the files. They've been releasing them all year. We've had about 60,000 pages released this year. So I guess people that are all the hoopla are not the people that are following the case. So what happened is I took another look at this, right? We all know what happened on that night. Now, for some reason, here's the island, correct? Little island near St. Thomas. Here is the chart. Let me see. I'm going to make it bigger for y'all. Here is what we call the event chart. Now, the medical examiner put the time of death between 4:30 and 6 a.m. That's what they guess, right? I don't know why I screwed up. Keith, I don't know why I kept saying he unalived himself. Uranus, I can't remember if it was Uranus in the 8th or Pluto in the 12th, but that's in the event chart. Look at the chart, Keith. It's not in there. Whose chart was I thinking of? There are 0 unalive markers in this chart. So I don't know what happened to me. So I'm glad I looked at it again, right? So let's look, and I'm going to just briefly go over what I found from Kirsty's new book. And it's pretty interesting when you look at Kirsty's new book to look at this, right? So this is what I've done. Mars in the first, wait a minute, what am I doing? Okay. Let's see. Oh, that's the second house. Okay. We're going to look at, let's look at the first house. First house is him. He is the moon. Epstein is the moon, right? Mercury is in the first house. It means he was an alert, a very clever victim. Surveillance may show the two of them talking, the perp and the victim. There was a lot of movement before the incident. Okay. So let's go to the second house. Leo is in that second house. This is the house that's going to blow you away. When the sun, okay, you can see the sun, the pink arrow, I pointed to this. Leo indicates strangulation, neck trauma, suffocation. Indicates violence. Venus in this house indicates violence to the throat, love of money. Mars in the second house indicates strangulation. Whoops, there are 3 marker planets in the second house talking to us about that. I thought that was pretty interesting because here I am going, I don't know, he might have unalived himself. After seeing this, I don't think he did. At least the astrology is telling us that. So here we are in the 6th house. The victim may have suspected something or somebody, but never took them seriously. Someone was operating under the radar until the last moment. Trace everyone and everything, their steps, retrace everything. Now, he is the moon because Cancer is the rising, so Epstein is the moon in the 6th house, right? Thought that was pretty interesting. So let's going to move to the 7th house on him. I told you what they're going to find all this stuff out with these bank records because he was, I think, washing money. Rinse, wash, and repeat. So we got Pluto in the 7th house. The perp is described as a cold, calculating, methodical planner. Danger, violence, cruelty. Victim knew the perp. Older. Overpowered the victim. Planned it. Could take a long time. A very long time to figure this one out. Abuse of power. Okay. Manipulating. Secret. Abuse of power. Person had past violence. Sexual element in his past. Well. If this isn't fitting together. So then let's see. The 9th house. Foreign entanglements. I'm not making this up. I looked it up in the book. Foreign entanglements could have been a foreign person with extreme beliefs. Delusional, because we've got Neptune in there. It's on tape too. Don't kid yourself. It's on tape. Or that could be his tapes. We don't know. That could be his tapes, his famous tapes. Then the last thing we're going to look at is Uranus in the 11th house. Suspects smiles. This is the perp. Smiles in public. This is the person that helps to search, offers condolences, but they know a lot more than what they say. They know a lot more. So this could be somebody that's right in our faces. We don't know. So I thought that was very, 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 very interesting. Looking that new stuff up in Kirsty's book. Isn't that something? Isn't that something? He didn't. When you said he did, I was like, been kept quiet. Kathy, there's nothing to release that we have not seen. There's nothing there is everything that's out there has been released. I think the most interesting is going to be the bank records. The bank records are going to tell us everything. Other than this was, it's not there. It's not there. It was a big. I've been saying that forever. Isn't that interesting? Okay, so let's take a look at his natal chart. Wait till you see this. Wait till you see this. Take one look at the natal chart. As you guys know, I always talk about the lunar nodes. Whenever there's an occurrence or an event chart where there's violence or something happens to somebody, the lunar nodes are always triggered. Look at all these triggers, y'all. Look at all these triggers on his natal chart. And this was at the time. This is the date of his death, okay? So, just to read them off, we have Uranus, okay? Uranus, the planet of the unexpected, shock, chaos, right? Where's Uranus at? Wait a minute. I gotta find it. Uranus is conjunct Jupiter. Uranus is also squaring his natal sun. Okay, that his ascendant, right, is conjunct. The ascendant's the physical body, so we look at the ascendant first. Saturn is conjunct on his physical body. It's crazy. Okay, then let's look at the lunar nodes, because this is what gets triggered. North node, remember, that's your destiny. South node is your past lives and karma. The sun is opposing his south node in the 8th house. Transit sun is conjunct the south node. Venus is conjunct the south node. That means that the sun is opposing his north node, right? Venus opposing the north node. I mean, the south node is opposing Uranus. You know, his 8th house on his chart has Pluto in the south node in it. That's a couple of flags. We have the north node conjunct Uranus. Uranus conjunct Jupiter. Chiron conjunct the moon. Neptune conjunct Venus. This chart is lit up more than my freaking Christmas tree. That sun opposing the north node and conjunct the south node. Mars is conjunct Pluto. Look at that chart. Freaking on fire. He had a magic triangle in his chart. It's crazy. Mars was conjunct Venus, which is really beautiful. But the magic triangle had Uranus in the 7th and Jupiter at the apex in Taurus. It's a very bizarre chart. Very bizarre chart. Remember, he was he washed money. So his north node came down here. What was he supposed to learn how to do? Handle his own money. And to release and walk away from other people's money. So in past lives, guess what he was doing? Probably swindling money. 8th house. South node up in the 8th house. That's other people's money. Other people's money. So I thought you guys would like to see that, because it's very interesting. Not only did I screw up the chart, but I screwed up the chart, but this chart kind of says it all, doesn't it? It kind of tells us that I have now switched my stance on the unaliving. I don't think he unalived himself. Now they claim if they get more information, they'll certainly go on what they can only go on the facts that they have in front of them, right? So let's see if something else comes out. Maybe somebody can say something else. I'm interested to see what the transcripts from the courts, but I think we all know what happened. We know. I mean, but that was, another thing that he was into was transhuman experimentation. He had an office at Harvard. Remember that. He had an office at Harvard. So he's a manipulator. So as soon as we get, but like I said, if you are interested in seeing the information for yourself and doing your own investigation instead of, don't listen to what these people, they're grandstanders, because all this information that they're acting like they're showing, it's already been released. They've already released this stuff. Go to this website, houseoversight.gov, and it's all there. PDF files. You can pull up everything. It's easy to navigate. They have released information all year, because I know I've told y'all when they release it, I couldn't understand all the hoopla. It's like, I don't know. Okay, what does everybody think about him? Let's see what Keith says. He didn't unalive himself. When you said he did, I was like, been kept quiet. Yeah, I did say that. I got somebody else's chart mixed up with his, I guess. I'm glad that I looked at it again. I changed my mind. Astrologers have the right to change their minds. Oh, you're welcome, Linda. It is interesting, isn't it? I think it's interesting to look at his astrology. I'll tell you another one. It's got that, and it's a nice, the Mars, that Mars conjunction's nice. It's nice. The Mars Venus conjunction is nice. Prince Andrew has that. Knew you'd see it. Proud of you. I need to make and send you a new prop for your show. Number 2, foil hat. Aluminum foil hat. I'm making fun of you. I call you the tinfoil hat. But now I'm going, always told you, I'm going with the astrology. I'm going with the astrology. It says that he did it to himself. I must have been looking at somebody else's wrong chart. I don't know. The other one's for the aliens. Yeah, that 3 Atlas, the space junk. People keep saying there's aliens on it, and I keep calling it space junk. It's a rogue piece of space junk. Well, so now I have changed my mind. I believe that too. He was a fall guy. He has always maintained his innocence. He has always maintained his innocence. I don't know. They were besties, but that doesn't make him a you know what? He lost everything though, didn't he? Well, I doubt if he lost everything. I'm sure his mama left him a couple billion and a tiara. But that is the show, y'all. Oh, here's another thing to look for. I wanted to show you guys. I've talked about this new moon. I'm so excited about it. Look at this. Come on, get bigger. There we go. So this is our who it affects, the new moon. Here we go, Miss Cindy, December 20th, 2025. Lee, that you said that. We'll take a look at his chart one day. Prince Andrews. We'll see. We'll take a look at it. So here is the new moon. If it's in Sagittarius, if you are an Aquarian, or a Libra, any planets in Libra or Aquarius, this will be sextiling your chart. It's wonderful. Pisces, Virgos, it will be squaring your chart. Aries, Leo, it will be trining your chart. Taurus, Cancer, it will be what we call quincunx, or 150 degrees. And it will be opposing our Geminis, which that's normal with the new moon. It opposes its opposite. So that is the hit chart for the new moon. Doesn't mean Virgo and Pisces, oh, I'm getting squared, I'm not going to deal. No, that means a lesson is coming. So meditate and get your lesson. Triners, fire signs, and air signs, you got it's wonderful for you. Gemini balance. The quincunxes, which are Cancer and Taurus and Scorpio, I don't know what Scorpio in them are. 1, 2. That's 1. I don't know what that is. There's everything is good. You get lessons out of everything. So you really deal with, we'll talk about the new moon next week too, because we'll have 3 days. So you guys have a great week. Get all your Christmas stuff done, y'all. Get your stuff done. Get your shopping done so you can sit back and look at a tree. That's my TikTok treat. That's my tree I got on TikTok. I love TikTok shops now. Well, thank you guys. Have a great week. Stay warm. It's going to snow here tomorrow night, Friday night, and then in the 50s next week. Go figure. So have a great week. Get all your Christmas stuff done and just sit back and watch Christmas movies all week. I'm going to put on White Christmas this weekend. I'm going to find White Christmas with Bing Crosby, my absolute favorite. So enjoy your week. Thanks so much for tuning in. Next week, we will do the countdown to 2026. Take a look. Get your calendars out. Bring your calendars to Markham because we will take a hard look at 2026. And Keith said he will join us. So that'll be a fun show. So I'll see y'all next week. Merry Christmas. Have a great weekend. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Good night.